Hello and welcome back to Two Blokes From Blighty. My name is Joey, and before we get into today's episode, we're going to hear from our friends at Two Girls, One Reusable Cup.
Take it away, gang.
Hello, we are Two Girls, One Reusable Cup, a podcast all about living a low-waste lifestyle in your 20s, hosted by Beth and Marie. We are just your average consumer trying to make the best decisions for people and planet. And we mess up. A lot.
And the next morning had a massive hangover and I was like, where's my reusable straw? No, my prized possession.
Now, toothpaste is like one of the jumping off points of this podcast, and it also was one of the jumping off points of my very large dentist bill.
And they put it in just standard plastic cup with a plastic lid. But don't worry, folks, they put a paper straw in it, which I think I slurped twice and then it disintegrated.
Wait, you've never learned how to ride a bike?
So kudos to my dad, he tried to teach me and I was just a pain.
I love how unforgiving you are of the fact that this was 1,800 metres above sea level. But where was my quiche?
Grab a cup of tea, sit down with us, and come and join the Sustainable Support Group.
Check out Two Girls, One Reusable Cup, part of the Pod Pack Collective today.
I am from Bosnia. Take me to America. This is Tim from Two Blokes From Blighty, and I am joined by my brother, Joey Fitz. Joey Fitz, how you doing?
You wouldn't be welcome in America with lyrics like that because you're not American.
American.
Depends
on where you are in the States.
Well, I wasn't talking by the lovely people of America. I was talking specifically by one very orange leader of America.
The Angry Cheeto.
Yeah, Angry Cheeto. He's great. That's Frosty's. Tim, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. But Tim, we always start in exactly the same way, and that is with our pub quiz question of the week.
Pub quiz question of the week. Not a jingle. That's a sound effect at best.
What we have there is a fucking jingle, Tim.
Pub quiz of the week. As always, I am going to give Joey some trivia questions until he can't get one, and that is our pub quiz of the week. Sound good?
Sounds dreamy.
Cool. In Hindu mythology, what is the name of the god known as the preserver of the universe, often depicted with blue skin?
I know two Hindu gods.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's either of them. I know it's not Ganesh, because Ganesh is the one with the elephant's head.
Mm-hmm.
Vishnu?
It is Vishnu. Which Greek hero is famous for his incredible strength and for completing the 12 labours as punishment for their crimes?
Hercules?
It is Hercules. In Chinese mythology, what legendary creature is often considered the symbol of good luck and protection?
Good luck. I was going to say a dragon. I feel like that's very easy. It could be a dragon still, but
Could be a dragon.
I'm going to tell you my thinking here. Can you read the first part of the question again?
In Chinese mythology.
Next part.
What is the legendary creature that is often depicted as showing a symbol of good luck and protection?
I thought when you first read it, you said mythical creature, which would mean my next answer would be fucking stupid. But
which was?
I remember our grandma used to have a thing, which was an animal with a lucky penny stuck in its mouth. And now that I'm saying this, you're looking like I'm insane.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
Is it like a frog or a toad?
Not a frog or a toad. We're going to come back to this at the end of the episode.
I had logic. If it's a bullfrog and you're fucking with me, I'll end the episode abruptly.
That went down really well.
It did go down really well. I really enjoyed the Discord discourse for today's episode. People really seem to like it, but they really seem to get on you for calling Stifler's mom the Polish lady from Two Bloke Girls.
I'm not incorrect. I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong, but I feel like if you say that person from that thing, you kind of go for the thing that they're most known for.
It's the thing that I know them from. I think I've seen one American Pie movie.
How many Two Broke Girls have you watched?
I've watched an episode or two. It's not good.
It's shite. It is one of the worst TV shows I've ever seen. And I've watched all of the American In-Betweeners.
I've watched the Cleveland show while I had food poisoning.
Can I tell you, I don't think the Cleveland show's terrible. Seasons 1 and 2. There were
After
bits
that.
in seasons 1 and 2 which were funny.
Yeah, like the whole thing with Cleveland Jr. counting to 1 million because why does anyone do anything?
Yeah, that's funny. It's good shit.
But then after that, it's pretty dire.
I didn't watch it after that.
Don't blame you. Don't bother.
I mean, I didn't start, so I don't know it to be terrible. Anyway, Tim, we're going well off track here. That very much implies that there is a track that we could be well on. So if we were well on track, Tim, we'd be talking about the day that this episode comes out. So we are actually recording back on the day we're meant to be recording, Tim, for the first time this season.
Exciting. How many episodes into the season are we? 6?
No, 5, I think.
All right.
This is 5, I think. I think, maybe.
What is count?
Who can count to 10?
Not me.
We do need to be really careful because we need to do something big for episode 100.
Of 2BFB.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this season?
Final episode of this season will be.
Oh, wow.
100. Okay. But this episode 5 of season 10, comes out on the 21st of May.
Oh.
What day of the week is that, Tim?
I've got my car booked in for a service that day. It's a Wednesday.
Tim and Joey talking loud. Holidays that make them proud. Calendar check every week. Which day holds the key? Valentine's is on a pivot. Christmas Eve sometimes hits it. New Year's Eve can be found smiling on a Wednesday round. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to shake the mood. Celebrate whatever's there. Make the middle week a fair.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. So Tim and I will go through some national holidays, and Tim is going to decide what day we're all going to celebrate today. Capiche?
Capiche.
Tim, there's some okay ones here. They sound quite familiar. I have a feeling we might have recorded for an episode on the 21st of May last year.
Audience, go back and listen to all of our episodes to find out.
Audience, do what we should probably do. So, you ready?
Ready.
Emergency Medical Services for Children Day. Are you going to be a dick and say no?
I want to hear the other options.
Okay. National American Red Cross Founders Day.
All of these.
Are you going to be a dick and say no?
Are all of these emergency service related?
No.
Okay.
Just those two.
Okay.
National
Firefighters Awareness Day.
National Wait Staff Day.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
They make too much money as it is.
They make way too much money, especially in America.
National Strawberries and Cream Day.
Oh, I do like strawberries and cream. Big fan. Big fan.
Tory. National Memo
Tory, I
Day.
just like fruits. What was it?
National Memo Day.
Just like sending and receiving memos.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely
National
not.
Juice Slushy Day.
Maybe. We're going to put that one in the maybe pile.
That's all of them.
Oh.
Or, hold on,
hmm.
National Talking Smack Day.
Well, it's that one, obviously.
Obviously. So,
Joey, how are we celebrating Talking Smack Day?
So, I don't know how they're doing it, but Talking Smack's next episode is a special one. The one that comes out today, right? The 21st of May. I don't know if it's being recorded. I don't know how it works. Episode 200. The
Big
Talking
number.
Smack. So I want you to, as the listener, to go and listen to Talking Smack and go and send Josh, Alex, Matt, Becky, all of them lots of love because they're an excellent podcast. And I genuinely think without Josh's support and I don't know what I was going to say then. Love and affection
Guidance.
towards this podcast. Guidance, even, yeah. We might not be doing a podcast still. We might not
No.
be doing what we're doing in the way that we're doing it, which I'm ever thankful to that lovely Chicago-born Boston man, Josh, for. Forget about it.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go. Now the Pope from there too, and Jesus was wicked pissed.
He's gonna wicked bless the Bears.
No, we don't do the Bears. He told you off in Discord.
is that
The
NFL?
Bears, yeah, it's
No.
NFL.
Wait, no. Packers
That's what he
is the
said.
NFL.
Well, Packers is NFL.
What,
There's
what are
more
the
than
Bears
one
then?
team in the NFL, Tim.
Why is there more than one team? It's one city.
Tim,
I know
Packers
Birmingham
is
and
Green Bay.
wait, what? I don't follow NFL. What?
Yeah, but Green Bay is not NFL. Green Bay is a place.
Where's Green Bay?
Green Bay is Wisconsin.
Oh. Do Wisconsin have a team?
Listen, the Green
No, I know
Bay
the Green Bay
Packers.
Packers are from Wisconsin, but is there another Wisconsin team?
I don't fucking know. I just know the Packers are there.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
Jesus, that was really difficult, Tim. That was more difficult than the introduction of the Pokemon episode.
I was gonna, yeah. I was gonna propose an idea for
You're going
For
to
the next season.
propose? Oh, you're
Oh.
so sweet.
will you do a podcast with me? Psych, we've been doing one for nearly 100 episodes. In case you didn't know. No, it's I was gonna suggest that for next season we go a little more like morning showy with like weather and sports and all that, but I think that's a showcase of why we shouldn't.
That sounds horrible.
Fun. We just like pick the weather from a random location and the traffic
Alright.
from a random location.
Okay, Tim, here you go. I am going to really blow your mind.
I'm listening.
No one gives a fuck what the weather is a week before. It's already happened, Tim, because we record on the Wednesday before.
Mm-hmm.
No one gives a shit what the weather in Sacremento is right now.
I've
No
written
one.
weather, not weather.
No one cares what the weather.
All right, I'm gonna type in milk in where's up in
Up in your ass.
milk Haryana, which appears to be in India. It's 31 degrees Celsius and clear with northeast winds.
Listener, will you please go to our Discord now and tell Tim that this is a fucking horrible idea?
No, it's great.
No,
We'll just,
it's not.
we'll just type in fun words and see what the weather is there.
So hold on. Sorry, I've got a few things to say about that. One, that's really boring.
Nah.
Two, when you said thought of fun words, you thought of the word milk. So, no, we're not going to do that, Tim.
No, all right.
If anything, we should do our show like a respected morning show. Good Morning Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're known for their inclusivity and loving values.
Unbiased opinions.
Unbiased opinions, and Piers Morgan. All the things that we stand. Sorry, I was a bit sick in my mouth saying that. Yeah, Tim, we're not doing the weather of random. That's so dull.
We could go to Piers, Sao Paulo. It's 26 degrees Celsius. And in the shade it feels like 25 degrees.
Do I have to end this podcast again, Tim? Do I have to
No,
abruptly stop it in a half?
we haven't done any of the regular sections.
Well, stop just reading the weather from different places. Because
Looking ahead though, it's a pleasant Saturday.
Oh my God, stop. Stop, please.
Okay, fine.
No more.
I'll think about it.
No thinking about it, just no more. I have to edit this. I have to listen to it again. You could just be rid of it when it's gotten out your stupid face. Tim, let's do one of those regular sections.
What are we doing? That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Remembered it in the end, Tim.
Yes,
so this
sir.
is our joke of the week section where Tim and I will tell each other, do you know what, Tim? Bloody hilarious one-liners.
Fantastic ones.
Such good one-liners. And the first one to make the other one laugh wins, and that joke's deemed the joke of the week, and it's over, and we don't talk about it for another week. Sound good?
Sounds good.
What inappropriate subject has your book turned you to today?
It opened up to marriage, so I went back a few pages and it took me to magic.
Okay, well, hit me with some magic jokes.
All right. A couple go to see a magic show in Las Vegas, and after one amazing feat, the man yells, "How'd you do that?" And the magician replies, "I could tell you, sir, but then I'd have to kill you." And the man yells, "Okay, just tell my wife."
Women, am I right?
Women, I hate my wife.
That doesn't count as a joke of the week.
No.
Tim, I tried donating blood today.
Mm-hmm.
Never again. So many questions. Whose blood is it? Where'd you get the bucket? How are you going to clean that up off the floor?
Good. It's very reminiscent of the. Have you seen that Onion article where it's anonymous hero donates 400 human kidneys?
No, that's quite good. It made me think of It's Always Sunny, where they bring in Frank's blood as a blood sample, but it's like half a bucket full.
Yeah, and it's mixed with like Charlie's blood.
Yeah, it's good shit. Tim, next joke of yours.
Let me see. I've gone to light bulbs. That's a category. How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know.
None. That's a hardware problem.
It's all right, actually. It's quite a good joke.
Yeah. Not bad if you work in that field.
No, they usually work at computers rather than fields. So.
Well, yeah.
What does IDK stand for? I've asked like 12 people already, and they all said they didn't know.
I had a similar story with that, actually, with OMG. I didn't know what it was, and I asked someone, they were like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I actually don't know why you shocked."
Sorry, you didn't know what OMG meant.
This was years ago.
Okay, all right.
What?
I felt like I've had a go at you already a few times this episode. I'm gonna have to calm it down.
Why did New Jersey get all the toxic waste and California get all the lawyers?
Because New Jersey is shit and California is rich.
Because New Jersey got to pick first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because lawyers bad. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Good. What word starts with E and ends with E, but only has one letter in it?
I.
Quite good, actually. It's not the answer.
Clever.
Envelope.
That's also good.
Is it?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know why. So what I've been doing is finding jokes on Twitter and bookmarking them, and then when I use them, I unbookmark them. I don't know why I bookmarked that one.
I like when in my spare time. I like talking to myself. It prevents arguments and saves time.
Good.
More of an Oscar Wilde quote, but okay.
Cool. I went to my therapist and said, "I'm afraid of the Backstreet Boys." She said, "Tell me why." Ah! Oh, I'm glad that one won.
I was expecting a Backstreet's Back All Right. That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
So the joke of the week is, I went to my therapist and said, "I'm afraid of the Backstreet Boys." She said, "Tell me why." Oh!
Good. Very
The
good.
actual thing, it was a picture, and it was the the shocked hamster meme.
Yeah, I used that at work today.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. That's really good.
Good for me.
Yeah. Where do you want to go next, Tim? You got an article you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, there was an article I saw about a duck.
Hold
that
on. Before you say what the article was, how much in running time, minutes wise, do you think this is going to add to the podcast?
Oh, not much.
I was hoping for more because I think it might be the only article we have to talk about.
I did put. I mean, I can go on to weird history afterwards.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. So the article I found was flying duck caught on speed camera could be a repeat offender.
Nice.
Yep.
How quick was it going?
A duck has been caught on a radar image breaking the speed limit in Switzerland, and it might be a repeat offender. Police have said the mallard clocked in the town of Konitz near Bern, reaching 52 kilometers an hour or 32 miles an hour in a zone with a limit of 18 miles an hour. Don't know why it's 18.
Because they do kilometers.
30 kilometers. Yep, that makes sense. Officers said they came across the speeding duck while assessing images from April 13th. An image of the duck was caught on the same date, reaching the same speed at the same place in 2018. Both photos were released by police for comparison.
I'd like it if the duck was doing it to fuck with them.
Officers believe that a similar looking duck could be the same one as another culprit from last month. 3 offences. Speed cameras are checked every year and captured images are sealed, according to authorities. Police considered whether the last radar image might be fake, but hoped the public would enjoy the curious coincidences of 2 to 3 possibly connected incidents.
It's quite funny as a headline. But when you go into the meat of the article, it kind of makes you think that everyone in that office has a very dull life.
Well, I really like the image and the caption they put here. It's a duck just flying over a road, and it says, "A similar duck was seen."
That's a CGI duck.
You reckon?
Yeah, it looks like a CGI duck.
I think it's just going really quick.
Look at how close the shadow is to the ground. That
It
would
could be
imply
flying
that it was
low.
going. That would imply it was going 52 kilometers an hour with its arse scraping on the ground.
I mean, you heard about the jetpacks from last week.
I did hear. We all heard about the jetpacks from last week. I enjoyed them very much.
Good. Right, we get weird history done.
Let's do weird history. Yay!
Oh, history. Joe, you like baseball to an extent.
I like baseball sometimes. I
Yeah.
can't say like I follow baseball.
I
As a
loosely
sport,
follow.
I think it's a fun sport.
Yeah, I don't keep up with like trades and who's actually like in the opening lineup or whatever. But I'll keep an eye on scores. I think it's interesting.
Who won the baseball yesterday?
Me.
Good job on winning that baseball.
Thank you. But we're going to July 1974, Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Okay.
Not Connecticut.
Not Connecticut this time. The atmosphere between the Cleveland Indians and the Texas Rangers had built significant tension stemming from a major bench-clearing brawl that had occurred during a game. Rangers manager Billy Martin had made inflammatory comments about Cleveland's expected low attendance to their games, and local media in Cleveland also fueled the animosity toward the Rangers. This created a backdrop of heightened anticipation and aggression amongst the fans attending the next game. But Billy was right. Cleveland was a struggling team whose attendance could be described low at best, with only a couple thousand fans per game attending the stadiums.
Okay.
So, pretty low. So Cleveland sat down and thought, what can we do to boost ticket sales?
Mm-hmm.
The Cleveland Indians decided to hold a 10-cent beer night promotion.
That sounds good.
On July 4th, 1974, July 4th, 1974, with the primary goal of boosting attendance, the Cleveland Stadium, for their game against the Texas Rangers, offered 12-ounce cups of beer for just 10 cents, which is significantly less than the usual 65 cents at the time.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Right. This is intended to draw a large crowd, and the promotion was aimed at making people attend the game making it extremely affordable, especially combined with the inexpensive bleacher seats. So we had 3,000 people per game previously. The promotion was a success because it drew in a crowd of 25,000 fans.
Well, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. It's more than
Yeah.
double the usual attendance, many of whom were eager to take advantage of the cheap beer. While there was a limit to 6 cups per purchase at the 10-cent price, there was no restriction on the number of purchases,
Jesus
allowing fans to consume vast quantities for very little money and then go back and rinse and repeat. Problems
Wow.
began early as the crowd became intoxicated, unruly, and started throwing lit firecrackers and beers onto the field before the game had started.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Concession stands quickly became overwhelmed with the demand for beer, leading to staff to fill cups directly from the beer trucks outside the field fence. At one point, there was a table that was used for just collecting cash, but this was thrown over the truck, effectively making it a free beer night, as some guys just drank directly from the taps without cups, and some drank directly from the truck. Security was minimal, with 50 guards for the 25,000 people.
That sounds like a manageable situation.
It sounds like absolute hell. And they were quickly overwhelmed by the sense of chaos. Now, what I've got here is a bit of a play-by-play of the game as it went on, because I thought it'd be fun to break this down. You can kind of watch everything unfold as it goes.
Okay.
So, the Texas Rangers in the first inning very quickly took a lead of 5 runs to 1.
In the first inning.
First inning.
Wow. Okay.
Early in the game, Cleveland's LeRon Lee hit a line drive into the stomach of a Rangers pitcher, Ferguson Jennings, causing Jenkins to drop to the ground. So, there's already quite a bit of violence between the two. There's already a bit of animosity. Later, Tom Grieve hit the second home run of the game. There was a number of home runs.
Tom Grieve, Cleveland or Rangers?
Rangers.
Oh, so it's not going well for Cleveland.
No, it's not. During the game, the Rangers argued a close play where at third base where Lee was called safe, resulting in him spiking Jenkins with the cleat, forcing Jenkins to leave the game. Joey, you're more of a sports guy than I am. Can you describe spiking to someone, to the audience, if they don't know what it is?
I don't really know. Is it throwing at the? No.
You know the cleats with the spiky bit on the bottom of the shoes.
Oh, it studs up.
Studs up straight into their legs, causing Jenkins to leave the game. Going back to the second inning, a heavy-set woman ran onto the field after a Rangers home run, flashed her breasts, and attempted to kiss the umpire, who reportedly was, quote, not in a kissing mood.
Well, he's like 11 runs down at the third inning. So.
Later, as another home run was hit, a naked man sprinted onto the field and slid to second base. A moment that a sports
Did he
writer...
try and kiss the umpire, but he wasn't feeling kissable?
He also wasn't in a kissing mood. A moment that the sports writer described as probably getting dirt in places unsuitable for speculation.
Yeah. Yeah.
One inning after that, a father and son duo ran out onto the outfield and mooned the fans from the bleachers.
Jesus Christ.
As the game wore on, the number of streakers attending the field increased, becoming so frequent that security just stopped trying to catch them and began just instead piling their clothes in one corner of the field.
But hold on, this is the same 50 security guards.
Yeah.
That are policing the streakers, the beer, and everything in between.
Correct.
Okay, doesn't sound like a good plan to me, but, who am I?
Fans escalated from throwing cups to harder objects like rocks, batteries, and golf balls.
Where the fuck did they get golf balls?
I don't know. There was also reports of vegetables being thrown as well during this, so...
I always take vegetables to my sporting event.
Rangers first baseman Mike Hargrove was pelted with about 20 pounds of hot dogs and was hit with a gallon jug of Thunderbird wine, marking a point...
No, hold on. We can't skip past that. First of all, 20 pounds of hot dog.
He was hit with 20 pounds of hot dogs.
That's a hell of a lot of hot dogs.
It is a lot of hot dogs.
And then there was a gallon jug of wine.
Of Thunderbird wine.
If the beer was 10 cents a pint or a 12 ounce, whatever. How much would a gallon of Thunder whatever wine?
That's
Thunder Club
assuming
wine
that they've brought that wine there. I mean, people were bringing vegetables in and batteries and golf balls.
and golf balls. Yeah, don't forget the golf balls. They are important.
This marked a point in the situation where it turned from pure insanity to outright dangerous. When Rangers manager Billy Martin came out to argue a call, fans threw cups of beer at him because it cost so little. Martin blew kisses to the stands upon returning to the dugout, which prompted fans to throw firecrackers and cherry bombs into the Rangers bullpen, forcing its
Where
evacuation.
the fuck are they getting this stuff?
I don't know.
Concession stands at the Cleveland ground they just stock everything.
They're very well stocked. It's basically a Walmart. After a public address announcer asked fans to not litter the field, a quote tsunami of litter rained down.
Oh, God.
Leading officials to abandon further announcements entirely for the rest of the game. By the
I like
seventh,
that they just kind of went, well, this fucking chaos is just going to happen, so let's let it happen.
I mean, what do you do at that point? You've got 25,000 drunk fans.
Yeah.
By the seventh inning, the sober fans and families had mostly left, and cherry bombs were being thrown again into the Rangers' dugout well into the eighth inning of the game. At the bottom of the ninth inning, the Cleveland Indians managed to rally the game, tying it 8-8.
Nice.
Good work. The game was tied in the ninth, and Rusty Torres on second base was representing a potential winning run before fans rushed the field and ruined that chance for Cleveland.
Oh, that's good.
With the game tied at the ninth inning, a 19-year-old fan ran onto the field and attempted to steal Jeff Burroughs' cap, leading Burroughs to stumble. Believing Burroughs had been attacked, Rangers manager Billy Martin led his players onto the field armed with bats, intending to confront the fan.
I mean, the bats are there, right?
A large, intoxicated mob of fans, some wielding knives, chains, clubs, and stadium seats.
Where the fuck are they getting clubs from?
I don't know. And then surged onto the field, surrounding the Rangers players. Seeing the Rangers in danger, the Indians manager called or ordered his players to grab bats and join the Rangers in fighting the mob.
This is mental. Do you know, the thing is, I have searched for the 10-cent beer night, and there are pictures of the Rangers running onto the pitch, all armed with bats.
Yeah.
It's astounding.
A full-scale riot erupted on the field, with players using bats against their fans. Chief umpire Nestor Chilak, I think his name's pronounced.
Is he the one that wasn't feeling very kissy at that moment?
He wasn't. He was the one who wasn't feeling very kissy. Was hit in the head with a chair and saw a hunting knife land nearby. Amidst the chaos, the stadium organist began playing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
I know what'll calm these guys down. Nah. Nah.
The melee lasted about 20 minutes before the Cleveland SWAT team arrived, clearing the field using billy clubs and tear gas. 7 people sustained injuries requiring emergency room treatment, and 9 fans were arrested.
9?
9.
Wow. More people than that stormed the fucking pitch naked.
During the riot, fans stole the bases from the infield and they were never recovered. Chief umpire Nestor Chilak forfeited the game to the Texas Rangers due to the crowd's uncontrollable behavior. Billy Martin stated it was the closest he'd ever seen anyone to being killed in his baseball career. While some Rangers players credited the Indians with for saving them. This, in a way, actually kind of buried their hatchet.
That's nice.
Approximately 60,000 beers were consumed throughout this night.
Is that it?
That's it.
Carl, they're beer, them Americans.
Despite the disaster, the Indians actually held a second 10-cent beer night on July 18th, 1974.
Why?
But there were no incidents due to stricter beer purchase limits and a significantly larger police presence. From what I've read, they were limited to 2 beers of the value of 10 cents, and that was it.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. The event remains a notorious example of sports promotion gone wrong, Tim Russer, then a student, famously attended, noting that he went with $2 and and implying he bought a large amount of beer with it.
Well, yeah, he bought 20 beers.
Yeah.
And a cherry bomb and a club and a chain and kissed an umpire.
And threw batteries in golf balls.
Do you know what? Fair play. That was a good one.
That's a good one?
Yeah, put it in the good pile.
All right, we'll put it in the success pile. You wanted to go over the successes and losses.
I really do.
Okay, give me a sec. Let me just quickly get this done. Successful, yes. All right, so in the success pile, we've got the 2024 news, where I gave one weird story from each month of 2024.
Okay, good, yeah.
Yep. Balloon Fest.
Not successful as an event. It's successful as a weird history, though.
Centralia, Pennsylvania, the town that never stopped burning.
Silent Hill.
Yep, Silent Hill. David Hann, radioactive Boy Scout.
Very good, yeah.
Deborah Sampson. Which one was Deborah Sampson? Oh, she was the one. It was illegal to wear trousers in her days, but she was like, fuck the man, and then joined the army. Yeah.
She was awesome.
She was great. George Spencer, he was the one with one eye. Everyone thought he fucked a pig. Historical accounts called him ugly and balding. Really harsh.
But not wrong.
Not wrong. Obviously, jetpacks from last week, as we know, because it was mental. Lawn chair Larry.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Leatherman.
Who could forget Leatherman?
Oofty Goofty, possibly the crowning achievement of this entire section.
Yeah, I feel like Oofty Goofty might be the pièce de résistance. You peaked very early with Oofty Goofty.
As I am one to do. Operation Midnight Climax.
Yeah.
10-cent beer night.
Yeah.
Cereal Man.
I don't know if I'd say that was successful. That one put me off. I've not had cornflakes since.
The Ford Pinto.
Yes. Yeah, good.
Good one. The Kentucky Meat Shower.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was a fucking weird one.
That was a weird one because there's a mystery to it.
An air of danger.
The Luckiest Man in Japan.
Oh, that was the bloke who survived 2 nuclear bombs.
Mm-hmm. The Spider-Man of Denver.
Yeah, okay.
The Spite Fence. That was a good one.
Oh, the Spite Fence was marvellous.
The Very Dead Elmer McCurdy.
Yes, he was really dead.
He was great. He was very dead for his entire career.
So dead.
And lastly on my successful list, the Willie D.
The Willie D.
You remember the Willie D?
I do. The Willie D was that ship that was basically manned by complete morons.
For its entire life.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tell me what's on your not so successful list.
Lobster Boy, because it was miserable.
Lobster Boy was sad.
Hayes versus Tilden. That was the long political one that we broke up into 2 parts and then didn't do the second part on because I realized it was really boring.
Cool.
That's the only ones I've got noted as not successful.
Yeah, that's a pretty good hit rate. Tim,
that's not bad.
Let's do another section.
Renner up from the back. El Mahoney right foot. Whips it. Oh, jeez, he beeps, man.
Now Sam Maxima might have a chance to run and does. Can he play a colleague through? It's Jacob Murphy. Released. Murphy 1-on-1. Jacob Murphy to win it. Oh, no. O'Connell's mistake. McGinn.
And of course, I love this game.
I love this game. Now, this is a section where I tell Tim some wacky, weird, funny, different stories to do with football. If I can get you interested, Tim. Any of them stick out for you at all?
Any of them?
Any of the football stories I've done for you? Can you remember any of them?
Yeah. There was the parrot.
The parrot, yeah, the referee's parrot. That was a good one.
Referee's parrot. That was a really good one. There was also the teams with the funny names.
Yeah,
the Chicken Inn, for
quiz.
example.
Yeah, the Chicken Inn was. We're loyal Chicken Inn fans.
There was the moment silence for the football player that wasn't dead.
Yes, that was another good one.
That was another good one. And there was the
Okay.
guy who went down to Arsenal or Crystal Palace thinking he was going to be signed.
QPR, yeah, Peter Odemwingie.
That one. Yeah.
That was a good one. Right, Tim, that's probably all of them, to be honest, because I don't do this that often. I'm going to hit you with a really recent one.
All right.
Now, Tim, question for you. What is a stereotype of a football player? A soccer player?
A soccer player. So athletic, bit laddish,
Yeah.
boisterous.
Let's say a negative stereotype.
Normally just a bit of a dickhead.
Okay. Overpaid.
Oh, massively overpaid.
Like to dive around and roll around when they're not actually hurt.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to send you this video here.
Okay.
I would like you to ignore the title.
So I've
and
got
do
a
it
Primark
without-
advert yelling at me.
That's okay. Do the video without sound. You only need the first 4 seconds.
All right.
Tell me what's going on.
Hang on. All right. So, okay, well, that looks like someone who's just been hitting the nuts by the look of things, by the goalpost.
Yeah. And on top of him was a man who was trying to get on the end of a ball and hit his stomach on the post as well.
Bloody hell.
So the guy who was on top is called Taiwo Awoniyi.
Mm-hmm.
He's a striker for Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
Now, this is the 88th minute of the game.
So pretty late.
Pretty late. There's only 2 minutes of regulation time plus injury time. There was 6 minutes of injury time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're talking 8 minutes. It's not ages. Taiwo Awoniyi had this accident in the 88th minute and was down for 2 minutes. So the injury time was extended to 8 minutes. Now,
Sure.
that looked pretty painful, right?
Yeah.
He was limping afterwards pretty badly. If you were in charge of the substitutions, even if you had none left, after that collision, you might say,
Take him
let's
off.
Get you off. Let's make sure you're okay.
Hmm.
Did that happen, Tim?
I'm going to guess not by your tone.
No, it didn't. He proceeded to play the final 8 minutes at full speed when Forest desperately needed a goal. Now, Awoniyi is their striker, so there was a lot of service to him in that time. So he continued to sprint, run, push against other players, Leicester City players, in the hope of getting a goal. Now, this wasn't possible, and the game finished 2-2.
Right.
Immediately after the game, Awoniyi complained of stomach pain, was sent to a medical facility, and found out that he had ruptured his abdomen.
Jesus
and
Christ.
continued to play during this rupture.
That's awful.
It is awful. What is even worse is because of the injury, he's now been put into a medically induced coma
Hold on. When was this?
this weekend.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. It's mad. It reminded me of another footballer that played with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
There was, and this is a painful one that Dan might enjoy. There was a player for Tottenham. There is a player for Tottenham. Who's called Heung-min Son.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Heung-min Son played a game against Aston Villa in 2020, maybe 2021. Wouldn't be 2021 because we were all COVIDed up. 2020.
Yep.
And in the 34th minute, Son got involved in a altercation, a tackle that went wrong, and he broke his arm.
Okay.
Son continued to play the game and scored in the 90 plus 4th minute, despite having an arm that was broken in 2 places.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Mad.
That's insane.
It is insane. Now, I'm not saying footballers don't dive and roll around and pretend to be hurt, but some of them carry on. Some of them just fucking go, whether it's good for them or not. The worst thing about the Awoniyi one, immediately after he had hit the post and ruptured his abdomen,
Mm-hmm.
the play got called back for offside.
Oh,
So it
what
didn't-
the fuck?
But it didn't count anyway.
It was for nothing.
It was for absolutely nothing.
That's absurd.
So there you go, Tim. A fairly miserable one, but that's why I love this game.
I love this game.
I love this fucking game. Tim,
Yeah.
let's get on with the pub quiz question.
Pub quiz question of the week. I need to go back to the section because I've lost it in my notes. Hang on.
You can do it, Tim.
I can find it because I normally highlight them. There we go. In Chinese mythology, what legendary creature is often considered a symbol of good luck and protection? I'm going to give you 3 guesses.
Dragon.
Ding, ding, ding.
Fuck's sake.
It was a dragon.
Oh, well, there you go. Dragon.
There you go. Good
I
work,
never
everyone.
normally get the quiz at the end.
No, this is
That's
a
fun.
bit of a rarity.
Yeah, is there anything you want to say to our listeners, Tim? Before you say take that, you bastard.
Go and find a 10-cent beer night near you, and if there isn't one, start one.
Do it. I'm going to plug a couple of podcasts if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, Talking Smack, episode 200, Smackdowns. We love Smackdowns. We love Josh. We love Alex. We love Talking Smack. Check it out. It's really good fun. And their Discord is always very active and full of lovely people.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Gaming Views, which has its own feed now. So Casting Views host the lovely Dan.
Kissable Dan.
Exceptionally smoochable Dan.
Wow.
Has started another show all about gaming. He is hosting it with his friend Dan. So it's Dan and Dan.
2 Dans.
What is amazing is Dan also has another show on his feed called Casting Reflections, where they watch and review episodes of Black Mirror. And that's also with another Dan. I think everyone that Dan interacts with is called Dan. But there's only one lovely Dan.
There is only one lovely Dan in the world.
So listen to Casting Views and go out there and subscribe to Gaming Views because it's really, really good fun. And Dan have some really great talking points that they've gone through. There was talk of remembering when magazines came with CDs of games, all that kind of stuff. It's good. It's a good nostalgia trip for any gamer. But Talking Smack episode 200, mega important. Go check it out. Tim, do you want to say the thing?
Hey, you bastards.
Take that, you bastards. We'll see you in a week. Bye.
Blokes, when I was editing, was a little high on the gain.
A little high. How is it now? How is it now?
That's good.
Are you sure? Because the amount it needs to change is minuscule.
Oh yeah, no, gain is super sensitive.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's dreamy.
Okay, cool. I will
Very
keep
bueno.
it at that.
We can always boost you. Can't take out distortion.
But what if I want to go?
Still less distorted than some points last episode.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
not good.